Hello YouTube, I'm Tallman Brad and welcome back to the Beginner's Guide to Space Engineers. And in this final episode, we're going to have some fun with mods, and I'm going to show you how we can use creative mode in a survival game. We'll start with two mods that I think are essential to make the base game or the vanilla game more enjoyable. Then the third mod will add some danger from NPCs. Let's get started by choosing Load Game instead of Continue Game. And here, this is the one that I'm going to work on. So I want to go to Edit Settings. And in here we can see we have the mod options. So if I click on that, this is a list of mods that I have installed. Some of them have been installed automatically when you join a server. The two I'm interested in today, we're going to find by browsing the workshop. And I'm going to search for the first one, which is called Sneaky Tools or Sneaky Sounds Quieted Tools. Now what this will do is it'll just slightly lower the volume of your grinder and your drill and your welder and a few other things in the game that are just a little bit too loud for comfort. So what you would do here is to subscribe to it. You would just simply tick this box or click on the box. Now I already have subscribed, so it has the square in there already. So we'll go back. Let's look for that in the list. There we are, and then I'm going to use the single arrow to bring that across to this game. The next one I want to look for is called Build Vision. Now this will add a pop-up menu on screen when you're looking at a certain object that you want to edit the settings of. So I'll subscribe to that one. Go back. There it is, 2.5. And the next one will add some NPCs to the game. There are two versions of this. And I'm going to use the latest one, Assertive Cargo. Assertive Cargo ships. Now, there, like I say, there's two versions. This is the one that I'm going to use. It's a test version, so it's maybe slightly unstable, but it works very, very well. And this one adds a bit of radio chatter to the game, which is good fun. So let's subscribe to that one. And then let's look for that one in the list. And that was Assertive Cargo ships, and it's the test build. Let's add that. Okay, if we're all happy there, just click on OK and OK again. And then now we just say load to load up the game with those mods installed. So we're back in the game, and to get ready for being potentially attacked by some NPCs, we need to fortify this base a little bit. We need some protection. Now you've seen how to mine for materials and how to use the assembler and the refinery and what have you. So rather than going through all of that bit by bit in a sort of a let's play style, I want to show you how to use creative tools in a survival game that we've already got running. So to do that, let's go into Alt and F10. If you remember, that's how we access the admin screen. We've got admin tools, and you simply put a tick next to enable creative mode tools. Now what that will mean is, now if I hit B to build a block, I just place it, it's built ready. It's already done. So that's the left mouse button. Now if I use the right mouse button on one of those, it'll remove it, so we don't need to grind it down. So I'm going to use that to get a roof started across the top of here. Now the height I'm going to go for, I would normally leave a gap over the top of these to be able to add some conveyors and what have you if needs be, but for the sake of this tutorial we're just going to start at this height and work our way around. You can see how quick this is to place blocks. Obviously it's cheating, but you know, do this manually yourself if you like. If you want to weld them up by hand, that's absolutely fine, but I just really wanted to show you how you can do this a quick, easy way. And it is going to detract a little bit from the game playing, you know, if you're enjoying the actual single player game, but for the sake of moving things on in this tutorial, I'm just going to use this method. Okay, so we can do them one at a time, but there is an even quicker way of laying these out. Now, if I want to expand this roof out, instead of clicking individually, I can hold down the control button. Then when I press the mouse button, instead of letting go straight away and placing one, I can move out and it will place a line of blocks like that. Now we can go even further than that. If I hold Shift and Control, we can hold the mouse button, move out, and it will bring out a load of blocks like that. Now here, I want to extend that along. So I'm just going to do Control to there. And then here, I'll use the Shift and Control to bring these out to that one. And we'll fill in this gap. So that's just Control. There we go. And we'll do the same with this wall. Now I'll show you something here. If we've already got part of it built, it doesn't matter. If I do Shift and Control and go across, all the way across to here, it knows to ignore those blocks that are already built and it just builds around them. So we can use this same method to delete things, so we can delete more than one block at a time. So if I hold down Control Shift and the right button now and move across, I can see, you can barely see it there in red, total blocks of 30 it's saying. Now if I let go of the mouse button, it removes those, and we've started to open up our doorway. Just want that a little bit wider. Now I'm going to place some hanger doors down here. Hang our doors, there we go, hanger. I'm going to use the same method to quickly place these. Let's flip them around the right way. So Control, left button, place all of these, and the same thing here. The right way. There we are. Control, and across to there. Now these hanger doors will they take up the block that they're in, then they take up 2 blocks underneath. That's how far they extend down. So if you've got a gap of 4 between these 2 sets of doors here, so that means that these will shut and close up nice and tight together. So I'm going to make a button panel, so I can just hit one button and they all close at the same time. So let's go into G and we'll say but. There it is. Button panel. And I'm going to drop one of those in right there, and we'll do another one outside in case we're locked out. Right there. Now I want to group all of these hanger doors together, so one button press will do all of them at the same time. Let's have a look at doing that. Go over to this control panel here. You can use any terminal. If I go in there and do a search for hanger doors, there we are. I'm going to click on the first one. Shift, click on the last one, and I'm going to group these into hanger doors. I'm going to choose that as the button to activate the doors. So if I click on it now with the left mouse button, it's asking me what I want to do. I need to assign some controls to this. Well, I wanted to activate the group of hanger doors. I'm going to drag that down there, and I wanted to open and close the doors. I'll do the same on this one. I'll click on there. Group hanger doors, open and close. So now when I press that button, there we go, it starts closing all of the doors at the same time. That's all well and good, but these sides are wide open here, so I'm going to put some windows in here. If we're putting windows in, it'd be good to have a door, a normal door to get in and out. So let's find that. Door, there's one there. I want to use a sliding door, and I'm going to place it just here, turn it around the right way. I'll have it that way. I think I'll just fill this space in with blocks, trees. There we go. That will do, and we'll do the same at this end where the steps are. Number 9, we'll rotate it around the right way. There we go, and I think I'll just make that blocks also for ease. I'm going to put some windows in here. So if we go into the G menu and window, and the largest ones are 3x3s, but I'm going to use the 2x3s. There we go, inverted. Now the reason I've chosen inverted is because they're going to build on this block, but when they flip around, I want them to be transparent looking out and then tinted from the outside, and I want to flip that up so it's tall. Let's get it the right way around. There we go. So one there. Let's have a look at those from outside. Look at that. Very smart. I'll do those all the way around. Here we are. And I think I'll just fill that in with blocks. And we've got a gap at the top there. The lights on. Let's try a different block. So I'm using my mouse wheel to cycle between the normal building blocks. I'm going to have that light armor slope. And I'm going to use control to drag it along. Same here. And here. And there we are. So again, if you have a look outside, that looks quite smart. So that'll give us a little bit of protection from attacks from above. Alright, we're going to need some defenses on the building. So to do that, I want to add some conveyors from the bottom of one of these machines underneath the base. Then I'm going to send the conveyors out this side to a gun turret out here, and the same on that side. So to find out where I'm coming through, I need to remove some of these blocks. Now I can use the right mouse button because I'm in creative mode, but if we just go through with the grinder, it's quick enough. You can see I'm going to come out of the bottom of that one, so I need to remove that block. There. And then it's going to come out. I already dug a channel earlier as I did a little test run. So the conveyor is going to come down and out through here, then go out the sides. So let's change to the conveyor, the junction. Just there, then we can use an angle coming out here. And again, we're still in the creative mode, so these are just slapping down without any welding or collecting components. I'll stop there. I want to put a junction here. And from the other side, let's change back to the straight conveyor, and we'll come out, I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't matter that it's going in the ground, it still passes through the materials and does its job. And we'll pop a junction there. I'm going to put another junction on the top, and then let's go over and do the other side. So we could just plonk a gun turret on top of that, and if it gets hit enough times, it'll just be completely destroyed. But there's something we can do to make our turrets last a little bit longer, and that's to add a welder to the turret. So I'm going to pull a welder down now. Let's put that in there. And I'm going to place the welder on the side here, pointing up over. Now what that will do is it will draw the materials that are needed to weld anything that's damaged. So let's put our gun turret on here. Just like that. And if we make sure that the welder is turned on, now if anything happens to this block here, we'll see that the welder will weld it back up if it has the materials. So we can see here at the minute, if you look at the numbers on the bottom right hand side, they're all in white. I'll grind that a bit, there we go. You see the steel plate at the top, 15 of 15. Dropped down, but then it went straight back up. If we have a look at the welder, without getting welded ourselves, there you can see it working. So you can imagine bullets hitting this, and this is just repairing it straight away. And we'll do the same at the other side. You can't build a welder in the ground like this, so we need to go up another block to give it plenty of room. So let's pop another conveyor on there. Switch back to the welder. Get it the right way around. Have our gun turret. Place that down. This really is cheating using this mode, but it's just, it makes sense for what we're doing in this this episode. And make sure the welder is turned on. Okay, now we can fortify this a little bit more. Ideally, you'd want to protect all of this, because if anything happens to this, a stray bullet takes out this conveyor system. That means that this will have no power, so therefore it's dead in the water. So you could use the blocks like this over the top to give it some protection. That's entirely up to you. Personally, I would also protect this area. It's missed a little bit as well. Like that. You can even go round. Now take your time and make it look fancy. That'll do for the sake of what we're doing here. So let's get some ammo manufactured in production. There it is there. The large NATO ammo container, 25 184s. So we want to make 100 of those. Now because this is all networked up, these turrets will just take that ammo as soon as it's manufactured, but we can have a look in here and we can see the inventory. There it is. You can see the ammo is going to that turret. Alright, while we're in here, let's change the settings of these turrets to something a bit more useful. We go into control panel and we say turret. I'll group the two turrets together and we're going to change the settings for both at the same time. The aiming radius is only 600 meters. Now these ones we can boost up to 800. So that's sort of on a par with the enemy ship, so that we can both start shooting each other at the same time. Then if you've got meteors switched on in the game, you can get it to shoot those. We don't need it to shoot meteors, so we'll turn that off. If the enemy ship has missiles, we can get it to target the missiles. That's useful. We want it to shoot at the small enemy ships as well as the large enemy ships. We're not playing on a server, so we don't need it to shoot at any characters. So there are technically no characters in this game apart from ourselves. And there's not going to be a station, which is a ground base, flying overhead, so we don't need to target those. Neutrals I've got switched off. So if we could have a friendly ship flying overhead, and we wouldn't want it to shoot at that, so let's have that off. And then use conveyor system we have on, so it replenishes its own ammo as it's available. And that's it, as simple as that. So here's our first NPC. It's... oh, there we go, hostile spotted HQ. Right, I love that radio chatter coming up, that's great. Drone ops on alert, continue current heading. We've got away with that one, we haven't been attacked. What I want to do is see if he'll drop some drones, and then we'll fly back to base, and hopefully the drones will follow us, and then fingers crossed those base turrets will take out the drone or drones. Drones deployed, tracking target. Oh, and there we go. There's a wasp coming. It's 2.25 kilometers away. He's picking up speed. He's coming in fast. Let's head back to the base. Oh yeah, he's coming in quick. There we go. Our turrets. Oh, he's shooting at us. Yes. Our turrets took him out. Whoa. Boom. Yeah. The pieces of wreckage all over. So the nice thing about this is we can salvage all these and we can use the parts. Pick that one up. Some more down here, and sometimes you get some really good things. Some of it's not worth bothering with, but you can have quite a good game just being sort of a salvage engineer, if you like. Oh, he's dropped some ammo, that's great. So those bits of scrap there, obviously we can grind these ones down and we get the steel plates back. The scrap, what we do with that, I'm not sure if I showed this to you before, but with the scrap you just go to your refinery and you drop it in, and the refinery processes it back into the iron ore. Then obviously you can then reuse that to make whatever you like. Okay, so let's very quickly have a look at the build vision while we're waiting to see if we get another attack. To access the details of this now, if I hold down the control key on the keyboard, it's telling me the name of it. This one's named Gatling Right, and it's in a group called Turrets, and the aiming radius is set to 800. So there are useful things. Now if I wanted to change the name from Gatling Right to Gatling 2 maybe, or whatever it might be, now while I'm holding control, I'll just tap the mouse wheel and it changes the build vision menu to a one that we can actually edit or interact with. So the mouse wheel will move up and down. I'm going to change the name, so I'm going to use the mouse wheel on that. Selected, and now it's saying open chat to continue. So if I just hit enter on the keyboard, now I can see I can use the backspace on the keyboard to remove the word right, and then I could type in 2, for example, and just hit enter. Now let's say I wanted to change the aiming radius. Perhaps I hadn't upgraded it to 800. I could just mouse wheel on that, and then you just click with the mouse wheel, then use the actual mouse wheel itself to scroll to change the value, to put it to whatever I want it to be. And that's it. And then you just walk away and the menu disappears as you walk away. So there we have it. That's as far as I'm going to take you with this beginner's guide. If you're interested in seeing other things that you can do in the game, then let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to try and do a video on some other things, perhaps the economy system and how we go about trading, buying ships that are ready made, making a living in-game by selling components that you've manufactured or ores that you've mined, and perhaps we could look at some other mods. But I think you should have hopefully enough knowledge now to get you started and take the game in the direction that you want it to go. So thanks very much for watching. As always, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. That would be fantastic. Again, it lets me know that you've enjoyed the video, but it lets other people know that the video is worth watching. So I've been Tourman Brad, and hopefully I'll see you again soon with some more Space Engineers. See you later. Bye bye.